It was supposed to be over. After weeks of legal drama, shocking subpoenas, and endless speculation, Hollywood insiders believed the tension between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni had finally reached its breaking point, but just when things began to settle, a new twist reignited the fire, and this time, it came straight from Baldoni's legal team. In a bold and calculated move, Justin Baldoni's lawyer has launched a counteroffensive that has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. The conflict, which began quietly behind courtroom doors, is now escalating into a high-profile showdown that threatens to unravel more secrets than anyone anticipated. From sudden legal filings to fresh testimony, the courtroom has turned into a battleground for truth, reputation, and legal vindication. Sources close to both parties confirmed that Baldoni's team is determined not to stay silent in the face of mounting allegations. They're coming forward with documents, digital communications, and sworn statements that could dramatically reshape the public narrative. This isn't just about two celebrities, it's about protecting a career, defending a name, and standing tall in the face of media frenzy. As journalists and fans attempt to piece together the unfolding story, one thing is clear: this legal battle is far from over. And if the latest filings are any indication, the courtroom drama is only just beginning. In an unexpected development, Baldoni's legal team has submitted a comprehensive counterclaim that outlines a series of events they allege have been misrepresented in the media. Without directly targeting character, the filing instead focuses on procedural irregularities, missing context, and what they claim is an attempt to unfairly influence public perception. According to the documents, Baldoni's legal counsel is challenging the legitimacy of earlier claims, arguing that some were based on incomplete communications and selective evidence. They've provided a detailed timeline of interactions between Baldoni, Lively, and third parties to support their defense. It's a tactical move that puts the burden of proof back on Lively's team, one that could potentially unravel aspects of the original allegations. One of the most notable points in the counterclaim revolves around a production timeline. On the now controversial project It Ends With Us, Baldoni's side alleges that several key creative decisions were collaborative and transparent, contradicting claims of secrecy or manipulation. Supporting emails, production notes, and testimony from team members have been attached to the filing in a bid to set the record straight. In addition, Baldoni's team has hinted at bringing in expert witnesses to testify on industry norms, suggesting that the legal team is preparing not just for a battle over facts, but over the very nature of how Hollywood operates behind the scenes. This calculated response marks a turning point. Until now, much of the public's scrutiny had been squarely aimed at Baldoni, but this latest development shows he's not willing to be a silent figure in a story that directly impacts his career, his family, and his creative legacy. Blake Lively's camp was quick to respond to the counterclaim, issuing a short but firm statement reiterating their confidence in the legal process, while avoiding any direct rebuttal. In the media, sources suggest that her legal team is reviewing the new filings thoroughly and preparing their own documentation in response. Behind the scenes, insiders say both camps are working overtime to keep the situation from spiraling further into the public eye, but the damage may already be done. The court documents have sparked intense interest online, with fans, legal analysts, and fellow celebrities all weighing in. Lively, who has largely stayed away from public appearances in recent weeks, now finds herself at the center of a renewed storm. Though she's received support from fans and colleagues, there's a growing awareness that this legal back and forth may linger well into the coming months. One of the most intriguing elements in Lively's response is the indication that she may also introduce new evidence, potentially involving third-party communications, unreleased footage from the set, and sworn statements from production staff. If that happens, it could lead to depositions that further pull back the curtain on the inner workings of this disputed project. In a legal environment already charged with emotion and public scrutiny, each move from either party now carries high stakes. The entertainment industry, while familiar with scandals, rarely sees one with such a tightly woven mix of professional tension, legal ambiguity, and high-profile figures. For now, the courtroom remains the stage where both sides are setting their narrative. And although both teams claim they're focused on facts and fairness, the reality is that public perception continues to play a critical role in how this story unfolds. The latest developments have brought legal experts into the fold, many of whom are now analyzing the possible outcomes of this legal drama. What makes this case particularly complex is the blurred line between professional disagreements and legal accountability. According to attorneys familiar with celebrity litigation, Baldoni's counterclaim could force the court to look beyond surface-level allegations and into the nuanced decision-making behind major film productions. These experts argue that unless Lively's team presents substantial counter-evidence, Baldoni's detailed records and timelines could prove persuasive. Some believe the case may never make it to trial, instead it might end in a confidential settlement, a common conclusion for disputes where reputations are at stake on both sides. However, the recent escalation suggests both parties are still far from reaching common ground. What's unique here is the depth of documentation being introduced. If either side continues to release or leak parts of the case to the media, intentionally or otherwise, it could result in unintended reputational consequences far beyond the courtroom. So far, neither Lively nor Baldoni has commented personally, choosing instead to let their legal teams do the talking. This silence, while strategic, leaves fans and critics alike speculating about the truth and what may be revealed next. As of now, the court has set new dates for both parties to submit additional evidence. Preliminary hearings have already been scheduled and depositions may begin in the next few weeks. Legal observers are watching closely to see whether either side will seek mediation or if the case will head toward a full trial. Meanwhile, both Lively and Baldoni must navigate their professional lives amid the growing noise. Upcoming press events, promotional appearances, and project negotiations may be influenced by the ongoing legal saga, placing added pressure on publicists and PR teams to manage the narrative. This case has become about more than just a legal disagreement. It now stands as a symbol of the challenges modern celebrities face when professional boundaries collide with public scrutiny. The line between truth and perception is thinner than ever, and both sides are feeling the weight of that reality. For Justin Baldoni, this counteroffensive is a moment to assert clarity over his name and creative work. For Blake Lively, it's a test of resilience under intense pressure. The next few months will be crucial not only for the case but for their careers and reputations moving forward. As of now, the court has set new dates for both parties to submit additional evidence. Preliminary hearings have already been scheduled, and depositions may begin in the next few weeks. Legal observers are watching closely to see whether either side will seek mediation or if the case will head toward a full trial. Meanwhile, both Lively and Baldoni must navigate their professional lives amid the growing noise. Upcoming press events, promotional appearances, and project negotiations may be influenced by the ongoing legal saga, placing added pressure on publicists and PR teams to manage the narrative. This case has become about more than just a legal disagreement. It now stands as a symbol of the challenges modern celebrities face when professional boundaries collide with public scrutiny. The line between truth and perception is thinner than ever, and both sides are feeling the weight of that reality. For Justin Baldoni, this counteroffensive is a moment to assert clarity over his name and creative work. For Blake Lively, it's a test of resilience under intense pressure. The next few months will be crucial not only for the case but for their careers and reputations moving forward.